Hey guys, I know it's strange to see my face at the beginning of the video, but I had to jump in here and just share real quick. I am leaving for vacation tomorrow and I have a jam-packed video for you today. It's a share and show video and it's not one collection. It is featuring two different collections that are releasing today. But I've not just played with those collections. I have mixed and matched my stash across the board, and we are playing with a whole bunch of things, with a whole bunch of ideas. I have just jumped into these cards with creativity, and I'm going to share each and every one of them with you. And hopefully you can get lots of tips and tricks and ideas with your stash that you could do with things you already have. And maybe you'll see a thing or two that you might like to pick up, but overall, I just want to share with you my experience this week of playing in my craft room. So let's jump in and let me show you what I've made. Okay, friends, here we go. I've made 6 cards featuring the Happy Haunting and the Happy Hour collections. Now, the Happy Haunting collection features Skully, which is a better press plate with 2 sentiments. We have Woof-or-Treat, which is my dog Lola, all dressed up as a ghost, which you will see. Fiona the Dancing Witch, which we totally change up, and Witchin heels. So there is also a ghost 3D wax seal that comes with this set, and that I have not received yet, but I will have it with the new release of the wax beads next month. And then the Happy Hour collection, you guys have seen a little bit of this in the Weekender, and it has olive martinis, shot in a glass, booze cocktails. I had so much fun with this one. Christmas cocktails, classy glasses with stencil, cheers sentiments. These are better press or foil. Lush leaves, which I think may be one of the only 2 items I did not use, and Perfect Touches rectangles, which is a beautiful die set that has this little notched edge in it, which is really pretty. Okay, I just wanted to show those to you like really quick. There is a complete list of everything down below, so I don't want to spend a lot of time on that. Okay, my first idea was this right here. Now, this is Dancin' a Witch, so her feet dance. And for her background, you notice it's mighty sparkling. Look at there, holographic webs. I have taken the web background better press plate and I have foiled it here on black glossy paper. So I have hot foiled this in purple foil on the glossy black cardstock. Then I reversed foiled this on the holographic paper on the paper insider box that I received. So your paper insider is a subscription box. You've probably seen my videos. A subscription box that you can get a quarterly subscription for. This holographic paper was one of those glossy 100-pound weight papers in the boxes, and I just love the reverse foiling that I did. And these glossy papers that are in these boxes foil beautifully. First time and reverse foiling, perfect results. So that is how I got this background. Now, our little witch here is a combination of 2 of the sets. No, I take that back. 3 of the sets. We have used here, let me see. We have used here this set, and we have used the large skull hand, and we have used the boots. I'm sorry, I was out of frame. We've used the boots. I've used the hands here, And I've used the witch's hat because I wanted a different style witch's hat. Then, now this, remember, is from the cocktail, Booze Cocktails. I used those items from Booze Cocktails. Then I used the witch from Fiona, the dancing witch. I used her, but you see, I did not use her hat. And you see her tiny little hands? I used these scared hands. See that? To make her look like she's scared half to death because the skeleton is coming to grab her. See, I'm trying to do some storytelling in my cards here. So she is scared half to death. So she's going, ah! So that's why her hands have been changed. And I actually used the belt part of the hat here on the other hat from the other set. See that? So I just intermingled these, but I put the bigger boots on because I thought it looked cuter down here and it made it longer for the card front to give it more size-wise to make this look more realistic. And this just fit perfectly around her neck. I know it's a little morbid, but it's Halloween, right? So that is my first card. And it's just mixing and matching 3 different sets to create a fun interactive card. So that's number 1. Now we'll jump to number 2, and we already know how we made the background. So for the martini glass, I did use the Boo add-on, and it's, you know, the way it's supposed to be used for the witch's bottom half of the glass. I added the skulls, added the eyeballs instead of the normal olives in the little pick here. The main thing I did differently here, and the thing I wanted to kind of convey and teach, is how I made the bubbles. You see the bubbles in the drink? The bubbles are actually reverse foil on this purple mirror card, which is also from Your Paper Insider. This is a mirror card, and I glimmered it once with the, is this disco ball, I think, foil, if I'm not mistaken, from Spellbinders, but it's got all these little tiny circles in it. Then I reverse foiled it back on the purple, so I had more of the circles, and then I had some of the little dots left over. And this plate is the Better Press plate that was released last month. Sprinkled confetti. Isn't that a cool way of using the sprinkled confetti? Not as confetti, not as snow, but as your bubbles. So all of your drinks can have these bubbles in them. So that is how I did this one, and I just love the way this turned out. The witch's hat here is done in Spellbinders glitter card. That's the purple, which you will see running throughout. It's running here as well. I also used it here on her hat and her legs. You will see it here in the window. Here is Lola. You see my Lola? Now this card speaks a story as well. This is a little sad story though, because here it's Halloween and it's dark and gloomy outside, but all the kids got to go out trick-or-treating. And Miss Lola and little Kitty had to stay inside. But Miss Lola got all dressed up and she doesn't understand why she couldn't go trick-or-treating with the rest of them. She doesn't know that chocolate's bad for you. But here she is. Now, notice the paper in the background inside the house. This is her wallpaper inside her home. Isn't it pretty? This is a specialty paper also from Your Paper Insider, and that's the new current box that just released. I will have next Saturday a unboxing of this box, so make sure you stay tuned if you want to see the entire box opened before possibly subscribing to it. But this is a sneaky peek. This is one of the specialty papers, and so is this wood grain. That's one of the papers as well. And so with this card, I have pulled in a window with a view for the window. This here, the web and the kitty cat, are from, I believe, the Envelope of Wonder. And the bats are from Suzanne Hughes' collection last year, her wreath collection. And again, I brought in this spider web that is foiled in tangerine on that same black mirror card. But when I do a card like this with a window, something that I see a lot of makers forget about, and it's something that you might want to think about when you're creating. Now, this isn't a must do. This is just a way that Melanie thinks. So it's just something to think about in the future. But, you know, everybody's cards are different and there's no right or wrong. But when I look at a card like this, I always think of perspective. And there's one problem here in my perspective. Most of the time, spider webs are not on the inside of the house, or at least we hope they're not. But in this case, I took the liberty to change my design and put it inside because it fit better. But for the most part, in my design, I've made the inside indoors and the outside outdoors. In other words, the view that you see looking in the window is inside the house. And what you see outside the window is outside the house. Now, if I had a scene in here of puffy clouds and a tree and stuff like that, then I would want my outside to be more plain or possibly interior looking, like maybe a soft embossing folder to make me think of a wallpaper design, or a soft pattern paper, thinking of another, patterned wallpaper. And something else is the flower box that goes here. Well, would that flower box be inside the window or outside the window? I guess it's depending on the person's perspective. Some people would say that those flower boxes usually hang on the outside of the window, but some people may have them indoors in their windows. So it's to each his own and to their perspective. So that's something I think about when I'm designing, and maybe that's, just something that might cross your mind when you're designing. So I hope that gives you some ideas. But that was my idea here, was that this is my wallpaper. He's inside, he's looking out. So is the kitty, see, with her little paws up in the windowsill. She's looking out, and they're sending spooky hugs because they really wish they were outside trick-or-treating. So, and of course, my bats are outside the window. So that is number 2. Then for this one, I brought in Simon Hurley's stained glass window from about a year ago, I think. And I put a piece of pattern paper behind it. And this pattern paper is actually from the Dollar Tree. I found it at the Dollar Tree. And I thought it made it look like stained glass. Then I put the witch on it, and this is 3 layers of 100-pound paper just to give it some texture. Then I brought back in my purple glitter card, and I just added a Happy Halloween sentiment. And that sentiment came from the awesome set here from last year's Halloween. I love these sentiments down here. This is a great Better Press set. So it is called Halloween Icons, and it comes with the one and done. So that's what I loved about it. So I used that here in this card, and I made the shaped card base by hinging 2 together to make the back like that. So easy peasy. So that is the second witch. And then for this card has got a lot of better pressing, but for the confetti background, I've used it again, but I've glimmered it here also. And actually, if you notice, this is the glimmer. This is the reverse with that tangerine. See, I used the tangerine here on the black glossy card again. That glossy card works so well with the glimmer machine. I love the glossy card or any of the metallics or mirror cards in the My Paper Insider boxes. They are perfect for glimmering. So I have used that here, and then I did it here on a yellow cardstock, and it didn't completely foil because it was a plain cardstock instead of a shiny foily paper, but I still got a decent enough foil, I thought, for reverse foiling that when you look at this card, you can't tell there's a mess up. But I had to use Cheers Babe for the Better Press babes that are watching. You know who you are. And if you don't know who you are, then you're not a Better Press babe, and you need to look down in the links down below and come join us in the Better Press Babes group over on Facebook. So that was just a little plug. But anyways, this is Skully, and he has been layered up with these new dies. Look at the detail. Do you see all that detail in that die? This is the new rectangle set, and I love it because this outside one is the perfect A2 for framing, and then they're a nice like 1/4 inch difference, and I just really loved it. And I know it's super dark, of course, it's Halloween, but I didn't want him to be super dark, so when I inked him on the Better Press, I did half of him down in black and half of him in orange. And then I colored in his eyes, nose, and mouth with an alcohol marker to give him candlelight. This happy haunting and to all a good fright was the sentiment, or one of them, that came with Skully. And I just cut that down and put it at an angle to give it some interest. So that is my 5th card. I know it's pretty plain, but it has quite an impact when you look at it because you've got the texture of the Better Press. You've got the sparkle of the glimmer. So it makes it not look as dark in person because you've got a lot going on, and I've popped this one up, this layer here up. So Skully is up and standing proud. So then this fun card, my Cheers Babe Halloween treat card. I was thinking about adding candies down here. Y'all think I should add some candies down here? I thought about it, but I didn't want to cover up too much of my stenciling. But I think the candies would be kind of cute. But this is, I stenciled with a whole bunch of different colors, some Halloween cheerful colors. And like I told you, my bubbly being my reverse foiling. For this little piece here at the top, I just inked using this ink here, this color, so that it would kind of coordinate with the card. And so I made my own cardstock, in other words, with white. And then the bow is from the Christmas add-on set, and so is the straw. I used both of those, but just in Halloween colors. So there's lots of glittering stuff. I used a purple foil card here from the Paper Insider box. And then this glitter card, gorgeous, gorgeous glitter card here, is some of the new Spellbinders glitter card. And let me grab it real quick just so you can see it. There's 3 assortments. This is the treasured cardstock, and there's silver, gold, and rose gold. But you get all of these styles of paper in it. The pearl metallic, the mirror metallic, the brush metallic, the matte metallic, and the glitter metallic. All in really nice weights from 85, 92 to 100. So they are also white on the back, which I appreciate. So I do like these. I'm really starting to enjoy them. Let me see. I'm going to dig into them a little more. Here is the rose gold colors. I think they're gorgeous. Perfect for fall. And then there's your gold assortment also. So definitely something, and they're really a nice price point as well. So I will make sure to link these down below. I wasn't even thinking about showing them to you, but I'll remember to link them down below just in case you want to check them out. So what do you think of my Halloween cards? Last year, was the very first time I actually made a Halloween card. And now I went all out and crazy. And I just love it. I love this one and this one. These are my two favorites, though this is a super close. These two are probably my favorites. But I have to have Lola in my favorite list. So I love these ideas because they're mixing so much product. And, you know, I'm really digging back into the back. Those two sets that I went really back into were these two, the Halloween Wonder and the Halloween Wreath add-ons. I dug that for the cat, for the web, for the bats. Those were fun to dig out and use, along with the sentiment sets that I used here. But I just really had fun using the background from last year and just going creative on these. So I hope you've enjoyed this share and show and that you've gotten a lot of ideas. Grab your stash and get creative, my friends. I will have a video for you hopefully on Wednesday. That's tentative, but next Saturday for sure. And I will be back the following Monday, back in town. My husband and I will be on a cropping cruise in Alaska. So we will see you after that, my friends. So thank you so much for sticking out and sticking to the end of the video. And leave me a comment down below and tell me, what do you think and what is your favorite card? See you in the next video. Bye-bye, my friends.